Hi there, in this video I will show you an advanced stretching technique that will greatly improve your flexibility. However, if you are a beginner, and I will explain to you when you are a beginner later in this video, this is not a suitable technique for you to use because you will definitely get injured and you will not get more flexible. Please take your time to read all the warnings that I give in this video. So read every text that you will see in order to make sure that you can safely attempt to use this technique. And if you're not experienced enough, then really don't even think about doing this training technique yet, because you simply will not succeed and you will get injured. So I consider someone to be more experienced when he has at least 6 months of flexibility training. Besides that, you will need a strong body, so make sure that you also add some strength exercises with your flexibility training. And finally, if you are not even close to doing a side or front split, then these techniques will probably not really be helpful, because then simply your basic flexibility is not developed enough yet. So for those who consider themselves to be beginners and who are seeking for a stretching routine to increase flexibility, I highly recommend you to watch my relaxed stretching training video, which will help you to improve your flexibility. And also visit my website, on which I will give some basic flexibility tips as well as show some flexibility exercises. So I basically talked throughout the whole warm-up, but make sure that you do a very good warm-up and also add some strength exercises that I showed you in this video as well. Anyways, first step you have to take is find your maximum flexibility level. And if you have watched my relaxed stretching video, then you know how to do this. If not, please watch the video, of which I will give you a link in the end of this video. This very basic technique basically comes down to you trying to find your maximum flexibility level, and once you do that, you hold this position until you feel that the tension will decrease. When there is no tension, or at least when the tension is a lot less, you can isometrically flex your muscles, and you basically contract your muscles in this position. Isometric basically means that you will put a lot of pressure on your muscles and hold them in a certain position. So in this case, in a stretching position. And this isometric position has to be held for about 10 to 20 seconds. But more about that can be found on my website in the article about isometric stretching. I will show you some more exercises that will give you a good idea of how this technique is applied. And with that, I want to tell you that you should only stretch bigger muscle groups with this technique. So for example, your hamstrings, quadricep muscles, and also your glutes, but not your calves or your forearms, because this is not effective and can lead to injuries. So in the first example of the side split, or at least an attempt of the side split, I was away from the floor too much, and in here you can see me perform a full side split, and it is difficult to see, but I'm actually kind of trying to fold the floor between my legs. So I'm pushing off the floor, and you can visualize this by this example. You should see my hands as my feet and the black bag as the floor. So what I'm trying to do is put my feet closer to each other, and by this I will contract my legs and push away from the floor without actually moving. For some exercises like this hip exercise, it is more difficult to apply a good contraction to your leg, but in this case you will have to push down and also a bit forward without trying to move. However, there is an easier technique to apply in this case, and this is to contract all the muscles in your legs. So for example, if I would be doing a hamstring stretch, I would also isometrically contract my quadriceps muscles and my glutes. So this ensures me that I will have a full contraction of all the muscles that are involved, including some of them which are not involved, but that's alright. To apply an isometric stretch to the lying quadriceps exercise that I'm showing right now, it is quite easy because you only have to grab your leg and then you will have to move your leg to the opposite side of your arm. So with your arms you're pulling your leg towards you, and with your leg you are trying to get away from your body. So this is a perfect example of an easy to apply isometric contraction. And here is the example of the front split, and this is a stretch that I cannot do at the moment, but I used to be able to do it, but since a hamstring injury it was difficult for me to learn it again. So at the moment I'm applying the isometric stretch, or actually I'm using isometric PNF, but that's for another video, to relearn this exercise. And this is a great example again for an exercise which requires the full contraction of all the leg muscles in order to make it a lot easier. And with this split you should also try to get off the floor without actually getting off the floor by contracting your leg muscles. If you click on the video you will be able to watch the relaxed stretching training technique, which is more suited for beginners. And even if you're more advanced, I still recommend you to watch it just because it's very basic and important information. On my website, which a link can be found in the description, you can find more information about flexibility and also more about this isometric training technique, including the amount of time that you have to hold each position. I thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you next time.